respects you too. The more you respect yourself, the more you honor yourself, the more money will honor you too. People don't understand this idea that, money can be like this. And this is where the money avatar was born. If you treat money as you personify money and make a money avatar, what you find is then this ideology makes sense. Then you realize if you had a best friend, the more you respect yourself, the more your best friend will respect you, right? People respect you more when you respect yourself. Then if you respect yourself, money will respect you. If you want your best friend, if you want to, you want the love and affection to grow between you and your best friend, you have to respect your best friend. You have to give them, space to come and go as they please. Don't hold on too tightly. Same thing with money. If you want money to become your best friend, respect money. Give it respect and dignity it deserves. At the same time, don't
respect yourself.
Respect yourself. Allow money to respect you. So it all ties in very, very beautifully.
No, and it's an issue of value. It's an issue of value. And if if a person is with low self-esteem, you don't have value for yourself. I mean, one of my groups that I talked to, one of the examples I gave is like, imagine you going to shop and you're going for some purses. If the purse is in the clearance rack, and if you function as a clearance rack, people are going to treat you the way you treat yourself. So if you treat yourself like that person at clearance rack versus the one that's in the high-end, shop that's behind glasses with 2 police officers next to it, right? 2 guards next to it, people are going to treat you according. And as you said, with the money, it's going to attract differently because you're going to pay $2,000 for the purse behind the glass, even though it's made with the same leather with the one that's on the clearance rack. Why is that? It's because one is felt that is $5 and another one is felt like it's $5,000. And so it's important how we value, what you're saying is how we value ourselves.
Very important. How you value yourself is reflected in everything you do and how you allow people to behave towards you. And like I said, sometimes this becomes a subconscious behavior that you do as a child growing up. I remember as a child as well, I've always been the good child. I've always been just the way it was, because he was the trouble child. I was always the good child. It was by default. I had no option around it. And even that, I just took that upon me that's just me. So he could be rude and he could be obnoxious and I'd be the good one. Why was that? So you have to question your own behavior and think, okay, that was acceptable when we were growing up. That was acceptable maybe in my 20s and 30s. I'm now in my early 40s. I'm not going to put up with it for the rest of my life. You have to put boundaries down. And you have to say, okay, fine. It doesn't mean that I love him any less. I just love me more to stop him from behaving this way. And you find that eventually the other person will recognize your boundaries. If they love you enough, they will recognize the boundaries and respect you and come back to you. If not, then it's okay to be, part ways. It's not necessarily part ways completely, but at least you have some distance between you and the individual. Yeah. And in some respects, it may be if it's a friend, you may end up parting ways, but that's perfectly fine.
I call it the safe distance. It's okay to have a safe distance.
Oh, I agree. Yeah,
because right? It's not everyone is going to bring life to you and bring energy and positivity in your life. And in a lot of time people struggle. It's almost my duty. Yes, it is your duty, but that doesn't mean that you should be somebody's punching bag. You should be someone's, doormat. You should be able to say when it's enough, and then understand and help the person understand that what they're doing is enough. But until you feel that you're enough, it's kind of hard to say that, isn't it? Right? If I don't feel that, if I don't feel that I'm not enough, then I'll end up taking anything. But once I realize, you know what, I am enough, then when someone is not really behaving in a way that is to align with my values or how I value myself, I should be able to stand up for myself and say, I'm sorry, but this is not acceptable, and this is not enough. And Agreed. If anything, that's messing up. Yeah, right.
Agreed. I think this idea of self-love it's the way we've been socially programmed through our childhood and through the media and everything else. The idea is if you love yourself, you're this arrogant vain, self-conceited person who doesn't give a damn about the world, and that's so far from the truth. if you that you're describing a narcissistic person, not somebody who has self-love for themselves. So not being narcissistic is completely separate from being someone who actually loves and adores and values themselves. But we have to change this idea about it, because most people think, oh, it's just there's nothing in between. You're rather the really giving and like a doormat person, or you're narcissistic. It's one or the other. Whereas there's a room in between, which is healthy, having a healthy relationship with yourself, about yourself.
So if you had to share with the audience, what if you could give them some tips or a place to start with the self-love journey, what would you share with them?
Great question. I'll give you them. Like I said, I'm very open, so I'll give you the same tip that I normally give in my 5-day makeover challenge. And that is, I want you to start building a relationship with yourself in the mirror. It's very easy for us to just talk to ourselves and not see what we look like in the mirror. I want you to look yourself in the mirror and see exactly the magnificent, amazing being that you are, with all your quirks, with all your ups and downs, with all your things that you don't like, your nose, your hair, your arm, your fat, whatever, doesn't matter. You as a total package, you need to look upon yourself and just gaze at the beauty of what you are, regardless of your skin color, regardless of your age, regardless of your gray hairs, regardless of your whatever, acne or pimples or whatever, everything makes you. So it's
collectively, you're beautiful.
Collectively,
you're beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And you are a gorgeous being. Now, keep it, if you're seeing yourself that, if you understand this, we are spiritual beings and we're not living inside this body. If you think of it this way, the body is actually inside of us. If and the way to prove this is, if someone gets too close to you, like, oh, you're my personal space. Why do you need the personal space? Because you as a spirit is much bigger than the body. The body is what can be seen, and that's what lives inside of you. People have this misconceived idea that we live inside of this body. We don't. The body is actually inside of us. So if you think this way, we're using this body to have this 3D experience in this 3D world for the time being, which, for 40, 50, 60, maybe 70, or sometimes 80 or 100 years. That's it. We don't live beyond that, right? So you're having a finite experience in this 3D body. So this 3D body is a gift. It's a gift from divine source energy, so you can experience the emotions and the physical aspects of this 3D world. That's it. Okay, once we let go of this body, we're in the spiritual world and we can no longer physically feel things, right? So this body, what you're seeing in the mirror, is a gift from God. It's a gift from divine source energy. Okay, so
love it.
Love it. Value it.
Love it.
It allows you to feel emotions. It allows you to eat food. It allows you to sleep. It allows you to experience everything that you are able to experience in the physical 3D world. Okay, and remember, as spiritual beings, we've existed for a million years. We'll exist for another 100 million years. Who knows how long? Yes. We're in this body for a finite amount of time. So why not value it while we're here? Okay, that's one thing. So if it's short, tall, fat, thin, who cares? And you have the ability to change it. It gives you the autonomy to go to the gym, to do whatever, to actually change it if you want to. And the face you have, and this is just for this time. Otherwise, your spirit, your spirit and my spirit, we're exactly the same, identical. We look different just in our physical bodies, in the face, in the skin color and the hair color and the tonality of our, our skin tones.
Just like different car models, right?
Yeah, exactly, like different car models, right? We two Mercedes, we've got a white one and we've got a black one. They're two different cars, right? Or you may even have, an Audi or a Mercedes. But in essence, the person inside, the energy inside is exactly the same. There is no skin color or race color for spirit. It doesn't exist. Okay.
The energy is life. It's life.
Life, and it's all the same. We're all connected, all into one supreme energy.
Life.
So if that's the case, you need to value this body. And the whole point of this conversation is so you value this body, because you only have it temporarily. You don't have it forever. Yeah. So
you only have one.
You only have one. And this lasts with you until you're in this physical world. So that's something else. People don't appreciate their bodies in the way that it needs to be appreciated. It allows them to eat. It allows them to have sex. It allows them to have babies. It allows them to experience so many things. Everything through this physical body. It's a gift. So I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to be thankful for your physical body, but then I want you to start loving the person which this body lives in. This body is housed inside of you. I want you to fall in love with you, the spiritual version of you, which does not change. And I talk about intrinsic value in my makeover challenges quite a lot. Your intrinsic value is something that cannot be changed. It cannot go up, it cannot go down. Now think of it this way, Carla. You've existed in this world as spirit, million years before, after you die, another million years, okay? Your existence in this physical body for 80, 90, 100 years, do you think that can impact your intrinsic value in any shape or form? How can 100 years impact a billion years before and a billion years after? It can't. It's too tiny, it's too minuscule as an amount. So your intrinsic value cannot be lowered, it cannot increase. This means that no one on the planet, no one on the planet is better than you. No one on the planet.
We all are unique in our own way.
Well, we have unique talents and abilities, but if you go above that, I wanted to go even above that. I want you to go and realize after the 100 years, we're all going to be in the same plane. We're going to live for another billion years of God knows what else. So how does 100 years affect you in any shape or form? It doesn't matter what talents or abilities you have in this lifetime. You could be a beggar on the street or a president of America, okay, Donald Trump or someone on the street. Those two people, that's a bad example, but anyway, you know, just for the power, for the sake of the argument for the power, the person in this planet may have a certain amount of power as a president of America, and someone on the street, a homeless person on the street may not have any. But that's for what, 80, 90, 100 years? Once they let go of the body, they both are in the same spiritual world. They have the exact same value. So that means no degrees, no achievement in this planet can actually increase your value. Simultaneously, nothing that happens on this planet can diminish your intrinsic value. There's nothing that you can do. You could be homeless, dying, you can be corrupt, you can be evil, whatever you do, nothing is going to diminish your intrinsic value. Okay? So your intrinsic value.
You've told us a lot. But we have 5 minutes, just let you know.
Okay.
And I'll turn this part off.
Just quickly back so if you understand intrinsic value, then what I want you to understand from this conversation is there's no one on the planet who's better than you, and there's no one on the planet that you're better than. And this is a message that I want you to get across in the mirror.
I love it. So if someone wanted to connect with you, Gull, how can they reach out to you?
That's a brilliant question. So I'm all over the social media, but if you want to hear more of what I talk about and the way I sort of approach money and money mindset, then please come and listen to my podcast, which is Money Mindset with Gull Khan. I'm on Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, and everywhere else. And if you want to read my blog, then please come to my website, which is www.gullkhan.com. So those are two places to find me. Otherwise, I'm all over social media, which most of those handles are Money Mindset with Gull Khan.
Oh, fantastic. Well, it was such a pleasure to learn so much from you, Gull. I mean, you've given us a lot to think about, especially that self-love. And it's really important for us to make those boundaries, understanding that we are special, we are unique, and we are in a spiritual space of uniqueness with each other. Thank you for that message. Truly, truly glad and so honored that you were here with us on your inspired journey.